Now let's talk about what recent research is uncovering regarding cooking oils and colon cancer. Scientists have started to explore a potential link between the oils we use every day in cooking and the risk of developing colon cancer. It's not just a vague connection. They're zeroing in on specific types of oils, especially those high in omega-6 fatty acids, like soybean, sunflower, and corn oils. So why does this matter? Well, omega-6 fatty acids aren't inherently bad. In fact, they're essential for the body in small amounts. However, the problem lies in how much we consume, particularly in modern diets where processed and fried foods are abundant. When we eat too much omega-6 and not enough omega-3 fatty acids, the kind found in fish and flax seeds, it creates an imbalance in the body. This imbalance has been shown to trigger chronic inflammation. In a recent study, researchers tested the effects of these oils on lab animals. Over time, they noticed that the animals fed diets rich in omega-6 fats showed increased inflammation in their intestines compared to those with a more balanced diet. This inflammation damaged the intestinal lining, creating conditions that could eventually lead to abnormal cell growth. The first step toward cancer. Let's break it down even further. Chronic inflammation acts like a slow-burning fire in the body. It's not the kind of inflammation you notice, like swelling after an injury. Instead, it quietly irritates and weakens tissues over time. In the colon, this can lead to mutations in cells, increasing the likelihood of polyps forming. Some of these polyps may turn cancerous if not addressed. What's interesting is that the study also highlighted how these oils are often consumed in fried and processed foods, making them even more dangerous. For example, the oil used in deep frying degrades quickly when exposed to high heat, producing harmful compounds. These substances not only irritate the gut, but also add to oxidative stress, another factor that increases cancer risk. Although this research is still in the early stages and hasn't been tested extensively on humans, the findings raise valid concerns. Think about it. These oils are in everything, from fast food fries to prepackaged snacks to the oil many of us use in our home kitchens. It's a wake-up call to reassess how much of these oils we're using and whether we can substitute them with healthier options. The takeaway here? It's not about demonizing all cooking oils, but understanding how different types can impact our health. This study reminds us that the choices we make in the kitchen could have far-reaching consequences for our well-being, especially when it comes to chronic diseases like colon cancer. Let's dive into the connection between inflammation and colon cancer. It's actually simpler than you might think. Inflammation is your body's natural defense system. Imagine you get a cut on your finger. The redness and swelling you see are signs of your immune system kicking in to heal the wound. That's inflammation at work. And it's usually a good thing. But here's the catch. When inflammation becomes chronic, happening all the time instead of just for short periods, it turns from a helpful response into a damaging one. Studies have shown that when inflammation persists, it can lead to mutations in the DNA of these cells. These mutations act as a kind of blueprint error, causing the cells to grow uncontrollably. That's how precancerous polyps often form in the colon. If these polyps aren't detected and removed, they can develop into full-blown cancer. Now, where do cooking oils fit into this picture? The oils high in omega-6 fatty acids, like soybean oil or sunflower oil, are being singled out as contributors to this chronic inflammation. When consumed in excess, these oils increase the production of inflammatory molecules in the body. It's like adding fuel to the fire. Over time, this constant low-grade inflammation can erode the health of the gut lining. For example, think about fried foods. Many of them are cooked in oils that are not only high in omega-6 fatty acids, but also degrade at high temperatures. This produces harmful substances like aldehydes and trans fats. These compounds irritate the gut further, adding another layer of damage and increasing the risk of cell mutations. The link between chronic inflammation and colon cancer is backed by data from both lab studies and human epidemiological research. Populations with diets high in processed and fried foods tend to have higher rates of colon cancer. On the flip side, diets rich in anti-inflammatory foods like leafy greens, nuts, and fish are associated with lower cancer risks. So, what does this mean for you? It's about awareness. If chronic inflammation is a driver of colon cancer, then reducing the triggers, like excessive omega-6 oils, could be a key way to protect your gut. It's one of those cases where small, everyday choices in your diet can add up to make a big difference in your long-term health. The role of cooking techniques. Let's talk about how the way you use cooking oil can make a big difference when it comes to your health. It's not just the type of oil you choose, it's also how you use it. Cooking techniques can play a huge role in whether the oils you're using remain relatively safe or turn into a health hazard. Here's the thing, cooking oils aren't indestructible. When exposed to high heat, like when you're deep frying, many oils break down and release harmful compounds. For instance, when oils are heated past their smoke point, that's the temperature at which they start to smoke, they begin to degrade. At this stage, they can produce substances like trans fats and aldehydes, which are known to cause oxidative stress in the body. Now, oxidative stress might sound like a technical term, but it's pretty straightforward. Think of it like rust forming on metal. It's a process that damages cells and tissues. In your body, oxidative stress can harm your DNA, proteins, and cell membranes, increasing the risk of chronic diseases like cancer. Specifically in the colon, these harmful compounds can irritate the lining of the gut, promoting inflammation and the potential for cancerous changes over time. Let's take a common example, deep-fried foods. Whether it's French fries, fried chicken, or even fried vegetables, these dishes are often cooked in oils like soybean or corn oil, which are not very stable at high temperatures. When these oils are repeatedly heated, like in restaurant fryers, they degrade further, producing even more toxic byproducts. The food absorbs these oils and the harmful compounds along with them, which then enter your body when you eat them. Even at home, it's easy to make mistakes with oils. Have you ever left a pan of oil on the stove until it started smoking? That's the smoke point we're talking about, and once oil reaches that stage, it's no longer safe to use. What's worse is that cooking over high heat isn't limited to frying. Stir-frying and even roasting at very high temperatures can also cause oils to break down if you're not careful. Healthier alternatives and practices. So what can we actually do about the potential risks of cooking oils? The good news is that we're not powerless here. There are plenty of simple, practical changes you can make to reduce your exposure to harmful effects and still enjoy delicious meals. Let's break it down into manageable steps. 1. Choose healthier oils. First, not all oils are created equal. Oils like olive oil, avocado oil, and coconut oil are better options compared to refined vegetable oils like soybean or corn oil. Extra virgin olive oil, in particular, is packed with antioxidants and has anti-inflammatory properties. It's ideal for low to medium heat cooking or as a dressing for salads. Avocado oil is another great choice. It has a high smoke point, meaning it can handle higher temperatures without breaking down and releasing harmful compounds. Avoid oils that are heavily processed or hydrogenated, as these tend to be higher in trans fats and omega-6 fatty acids, which can contribute to inflammation. 2. Avoid overheating oils. One of the easiest ways to reduce risk is to pay attention to your cooking temperatures. Each oil has a smoke point, which is the temperature at which it starts to break down and produce toxic byproducts. For instance, butter and unrefined olive oil have lower smoke points, so they're best for sautéing or drizzling over finished dishes. For frying or roasting at higher temperatures, go for oils like avocado oil or refined coconut oil. The key is to avoid letting the oil smoke. If you see smoke rising from your pan, it's a sign that the oil is degraded and should be discarded. 3. Balance your omega fatty acids. The issue with many cooking oils is the high concentration of omega-6 fatty acids. While your body does need omega-6, they should be balanced with omega-3s to prevent inflammation. Unfortunately, modern diets tend to be overloaded with omega-6 and deficient in omega-3s. To counteract this, include more omega-3 rich foods in your diet. Think fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, as well as plant-based options like chia seeds, flax seeds, and walnuts. You can also consider adding a high-quality fish oil or algae-based omega-3 supplement if you don't get enough from your diet. Or reduce fried and processed foods. Let's be honest, fried foods are delicious, but they're one of the biggest contributors to health risks associated with cooking oils. Foods like French fries, fried chicken, and chips are often cooked in oils that are reused multiple times, which increases the amount of harmful compounds they contain. Eating these foods occasionally won't hurt, but consuming them regularly can add to chronic inflammation. Instead, look for alternatives. Air frying, for example, is a great way to achieve that crispy texture with much less oil. Baking or grilling can also be satisfying ways to prepare your favorite dishes without needing to fry them. 5. Use minimal oil. Finally, consider cutting back on how much oil you use overall. A little goes a long way in most recipes. For example, when sautéing vegetables, you can use a splash of water or broth along with a small amount of oil to keep the food from sticking. For baking, you can often replace oil with applesauce or mashed bananas in recipes for a healthier twist, making it a habit. Incorporating these changes into your daily routine might seem overwhelming at first, but start small. Try swapping your usual cooking oil for olive or avocado oil, or experiment with steaming and roasting instead of frying. Over time, these small shifts can significantly lower your exposure to harmful compounds and help protect your gut health. The best part? These changes don't mean sacrificing flavor. You'll still be able to enjoy delicious meals while knowing you're making choices that support your long-term health. It's all about finding the balance that works for you. The connection between cooking oils, inflammation, and colon cancer is an important wake-up call about how small, everyday choices in the kitchen can affect our long-term health. By opting for healthier oils, being mindful of cooking techniques, and balancing your diet with anti-inflammatory foods, you can take control of your health and reduce potential risks. Remember, protecting your health doesn't have to be overwhelming. Small changes, like switching your oil or choosing gentler cooking methods, can make a big difference over time. It's all about building habits that support a happier, healthier you. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up to let us know. And for more tips on health, cooking, and making smarter lifestyle choices, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Let's work together toward a healthier future. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.